Hi, in this week's video I'm going to be reviewing the Peloton bike. After 350 workouts in 1 year, 220 of those workouts are on the bike. I'm going to tell you what I like, what I don't like, what's changed over the last year. I'll also talk about why I'm riding less than I used to ride, and if you're torn between the Peloton bike and the Peloton Bike Plus, I'll also give you one big tip that could save you hundreds. Let's get cracking. So as you can see, I've done 350 workouts, of which 223 were cycling, 45 stretching, 39 strength, yoga, meditation and cardio. So there's a whole ecosystem with Peloton. I'll link to my full playlist on Peloton at the end of this video, or I'll link above now. But today we're just going to talk about the bike. So the bike itself has done about 300 rides, I'd say, because I do the vast majority of the rides, but my family use it as well, not as much as me. I'd say the bike is in exactly the same condition it was 300 rides ago. I mean, I can't really see any wear and tear. There is a little bit here. If you look, just some kind of paint coming off there. That's where the shoes have been clipped in and out over 300 times, but everything is really tight. As for maintenance, the only thing I've had to do was yesterday actually, was to tighten this. So after 300 rides of me cycling on the many climb rides, this had just come slightly loose, and that was just an Allen bolt and a 30-second job really. So when you're riding the bike, it's also extremely smooth. I don't know if you can hear it, but that's the noise it makes in comparison to my voice. The only thing I would say is the seat does take a little bit of getting used to. It is a gel seat, but it is a little bit firm, but you'll soon get used to that. So with the bike, you do get a 12-month parts and labour warranty. And I've spoke to the customer service people a couple of times, and they've been exceptionally helpful. A really nice company to deal with. I know some of the reviews are a bit hit and miss with Peloton, but every time I phone them from the UK to the UK call centre, they've been exceptionally good. So I was listening to the Pelo Buddy podcast the other day, and they were saying that they quoted somebody from Peloton to say that these bikes are designed to last 7 to 10 years. So I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know if they're like Elon Musk with Teslas, as in massively optimistic. But it does seem really robust, and it seems as tight as the day I got it. You can get an extended warranty for these bikes, which takes them up to 39 months. And coincidentally, that's the kind of, if you take it on payments, then it's a 39-month payment plan. And that's £185 after the first year to extend your warranty by 27 months to the end of that 39 months. So I'm kind of got mixed feelings as to whether I'll buy it or not, because it goes out of warranty in about a week. If they're designed to last 7 to 10 years, from what I know so far and my experience on this bike, I don't expect to have any issues in the next 27 months. And I don't normally buy extended warranties. Part of me thinks I think I'm swaying towards getting the extended warranty for the bike. A call-out charge from Peloton, I think, is at least £100 to £150 anyway, plus parts. So maybe it's worth doing, maybe it isn't. So the next thing I want to show you is the Peloton shoes. So unlike anyone else in the world, in our family, we all have the same size feet. So these shoes have done 300 rides, 300 hard rides. Most of those rides have been by me, 223, and the rest by the rest of the family. So as you can see, they're just in really good condition after those rides. So we do push. Oh, there's a little bit of us, just a bit of shine. There's a little mark there, I think. There's the heel. I mean, this bit takes a lot of wear, putting the shoe on and off. But the whole shoe doesn't seem to be that much different. So when I got the bike, there may be a bit of wear there on the bottom of the shoe, but these are replaceable. These are fairly cheap to replace, but everything works, and they've been clipped on and off 300 times. So I think they're in amazing condition. Like all things Peloton, the shoes are expensive. You could probably get them for half the price, say on Amazon, a comparative pair. I think I'm probably going to keep this bike for 39 months, another 27 months. I really expect the shoes to be the same or very similar after 27 more months of owning them. I don't plan to buy another pair of shoes in the time that I'm going to own the bike before perhaps we'll upgrade to a newer model. So let's look at the cost of the bikes, the bike and the Bike Plus, and I can tell you what package I think you should go for. So I know what you're thinking. I think that you think, this guy here, you're thinking, I've seen this guy before, hang on. So I bet you're thinking that's me, aren't you? That guy there is not me. He's very handsome, but he's not me. Anyway, let's look at the pricing. Let's get the bikes up. So what Peloton is saying these days is that the Peloton bike, the standard bike, which is the one I've got, is 1,750, starting at 1,750 and £45 a month. Please remember that if you're buying a bike, you're going to have to add on your monthly subscription to that, which is £39 a month, or dollars or euros, depending where you are. So when it comes to the bike, I recommend the Essentials pack. And the reason for that is it's £150 or $150 dollars or euros, where you are more than the basic pack, but you do get the shoes, which I've just talked about, and you do get a set of weights. So I don't really do many kind of cycling and arms classes together, but they are actually very good and you get a really good arm workout. The next pack up is £100. Oh, so the headphones, I've talked about these before, you'll probably never use them. So the next pack up is the Works. It's another £100. You do get a Peloton bike mat, plus a heart rate monitor, plus the headphones. I think you could do better than both of these. And unless you particularly want a Peloton branded mat, you can get a bike mat, a good bike mat, for about £30 or dollars. So the Essential pack is the one that I would go for. With regards to the Bike Plus, if you're going for the Bike Plus, I perhaps wouldn't go for the basic package. I would look at the Essential package, because although it's £200 more, you do get the shoes, some weights and a mat. So it kind of makes it a bit more cost effective. I hope you're finding this video useful. If you are, then please hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe as well. My other tips are, if you can, try and work out in the morning, because if you can get out of bed 20 minutes earlier and get on the bike, there's no more showers in the day. You're having the shower that you would normally have in the morning anyway. So then the bike becomes really time efficient. I would also say make sure you do the stretches after the ride. If you're riding a lot, you will get a bit stiff and you will get a little bit of fatigue. So the stretches really help. I get a little bit of stiffness in my hips if I ride a lot without stretching afterwards. My other tip is when you get the bike and you've done 10 rides, you'll get a referral code. Now, Peloton don't really publicize this, but when you start talking about the Peloton bike to your friends, which you will do, you can give them your referral code. They get £100 to spend in the apparel shop when they buy their bike, and then you'll get £100 to spend in the apparel shop as well. So you can buy t-shirts, you can buy water bottles, you can buy towels. There's lots of kind of things in there that you wouldn't normally buy because the Peloton shop is quite expensive. But when you're just getting them for free and only paying for postage, then yeah, that's quite a good deal, I think. If you've got a friend who's got a Peloton, then speak to them and ask them for their code before you buy your bike. If they haven't got a code, then I'll put mine, if it's available, in the description, and then you can just use my code. So I'm going to show you the screen on the bike. So this is a standard bike. So Peloton say this screen is 21.5 inches, which it is, which is pretty good. The Peloton Plus bike is 24 inches. So if you look at the screen here, if you were to kind of imagine it without the border around it, that's the size of the Plus screen. They're both HD display, so one isn't kind of, one's not 4K, the Plus isn't 4K, which I kind of think it should have been. They're both HD screens. And when you're riding the bike, you're quite close to the screen anyway, so I don't think the bigger screen really makes that much difference, especially as the quality isn't better. Now, the Plus screen has got a faster processor and more memory. So let's have a look around this and then you can see what you think of the speed. The Plus bike will be quicker than this. So on the screen, what I really like is you've got the next class coming up. So there's a 45-minute power zone endurance ride. After that, you've got a 20-minute new wave ride. After that, you've got some yoga, another ride at 1 o'clock. Sort of every sort of few minutes, there's something starting. So 45 minutes yoga, hit and heels, legs and glutes. I like the fact you can just kind of flick through there. If you want to just look at the classes, you can isolate them. So you can go just for cycling, just for boot camp, if you want to get off the bike and do some weights during your ride. And then for floor, you can click between strength, cardio, stretching and yoga, etc. I've got reviews on these, or reviews on all of these coming up, so I won't go into too much details now. But as mentioned, I'll put a playlist at the end with all my videos in for Peloton. So when you're riding, if you want to look at the live rides, you can click on the schedule and it shows you the live rides coming up. So today's Wednesday and these are the rides and times. They do vary throughout the week. So for instance, one thing which I don't quite understand is every morning there's a 7:30 ride. Where's the other one? Except for Fridays and at the weekends. So if you want to ride say Monday, you can do 7:30 there, 7:30 there. But if you're particularly into riding at 7:30 a.m, you can't always get a live class. If you don't want to see the repeat, so encores mean that these are repeat rides. So on Christmas Day, understandably, they're all kind of encore rides. But you can take them out by just flicking a switch and you get just the live rides then. One thing I really like about this screen is because there's no physical buttons, it is a bit like a Tesla in that respect, is they can just put things wherever they want. So for instance, this banner here has come across here, that's not normally there. Your instructors, when you do a few rides, you'll see that they start to recommend the instructors that you like to ride with. So Alex has got 6 new rides, Kendall has got 6, Tundi, and these are the people I ride with the most. It also recommends daily picks. So these are popular rides right now. And it also will say that this is how I usually ride. I normally do a 20-minute ride. If I'm short of time, it's recommended a 20-minute ride. If I want to try something new, it's recommending that. You can look at the most popular rides right now. And you can also look at strength workouts. And there's also challenges and programs. So when you look at the programs, it actually puts a load of rides together for you if you've got a specific goal to meet. So this is about discovering your power zone. Hopefully this gives you some idea of the speed of the Peloton bike screen. I'm just going to look for some rides. So I'm going to do a ride with Christine. It's going to be 45 minutes. As I've mentioned, I find this fast enough, but if you buy the Bike Plus, it will be quicker. Christine doesn't like hip hop rides. Okay, let's see what we've got. There we are. And one thing I really like about the Peloton infrastructure is they're always looking to improve things. So the experience on the bike now is better than it was a year ago when I bought the bike. There's new things coming all the time, such as Peloton sessions. So that means when you go into the classes, there might be 10 classes lined up, and they're all encore rides, which means they were recorded recently, but the leaderboards are live. So you might have a choice of 10 different classes, all starting within 5 minutes, and you can jump on with a friend and you can be on the same live leaderboard. I think class stacking's coming soon, so that means if you want to just stack your classes by saying, I want to do this warm-up, this ride, and then this cool down, you can do that. For me, I really like the Peloton sessions. I kind of think the stacking thing, I mean, it'll improve things, but I don't think it's that much of an improvement. Also, no matter what your ability is, there's a ride or a class for you. So I tend to jump on all classes except for Tabata. I do not like Tabata. If I saw Dr. Tabata in the street, me and him may well end up having a dust up. So when you get on a class, they will give you a range of resistance. So you'll be in that range of resistance and also cadence. So if you're really fit, you'll be at the top end, and if you're not so fit, you'll be at the bottom end. There's also recovery rides or low intensity rides for people who are new to this, and then you just graduate up to the slightly harder rides, and then you'll get a style of ride that you actually like. I don't particularly like to batter and hit, but I do like a climb ride. Lastly, if you're riding at the same time each day, so say for instance you pick the midday class every day, that's your class, you'll get to kind of know the people around you because you'll be at a certain ability, and on the leaderboard there'll be other people at about the same sort of ability as you, and you'll kind of be with them and you'll start high-fiving them. You might know that you always beat somebody, but they're pushing you today, which then pushes you, or the next person who normally beats you, you might like to catch up with them. So you get like these little Peloton friends around you who you'll probably never meet. But it also adds a competitive edge. I'm not a competitive person, but I do really like it. My arch enemy is a lady called Carol. She's in her 60s and she's from Chelmsford. So I mentioned at the start of the video that I'm riding less, and there's a good reason for that. So what I've found for me, generally I normally do 20, 30 or 45-minute classes. I don't go to the 60s or the 90s. It's basically too long for me. I get bored, I get tired, and I don't really enjoy them. So I'm riding less and I'm doing more 20-minute classes because that seems to be the sweet spot for my ability. I'm a lifelong asthmatic and I've got about 65% lung function. So 20 minutes is just right for me. I don't get bored and I feel good. I can do that nearly every day. And what I've found is I'm also doing a lot of the other Peloton workouts. So as you saw on the screen earlier, I'm doing strength workouts and also yoga. So that means every day I might do 2 workouts. So I'll do 20 minutes strength and then 20 minutes on the bike. And that's my 40-minute workout for the day. And if you think you're time poor and 40 minutes is a long time, I'd say that I spent more than 40 minutes driving to my gym and back just before I even did a workout. So 40 minutes in your house, straight on the bike or doing another Peloton type workout. I mean, you can fit them in really, really easy. And I've been so impressed with Peloton as an ecosystem that I've cancelled my gym. I've been going to the same gym for 25 years. I've cancelled the gym and this is our workout now. We're actually building a home gym and we've ordered the Peloton tread as well for that home gym. So although there is a cost involved around Peloton, it will still be cheaper than what I was paying for my gym membership, and it will still give me a lot more time in the day. So finally, here's my big tip if you're torn between the Peloton bike and the Peloton Plus. So the biggest difference between the Peloton and the Peloton Plus, in my opinion, I think the Peloton Plus is a newer bike, obviously. It's got a faster processor in it. It's a step up from the Peloton, but I've made a whole video about this, so I'm not going to talk too much about it now. But the biggest difference for most people is the ability to rotate the screen, to turn the screen. So the Peloton Plus has a rotating screen, whereas the standard Peloton bike has a fixed screen. You can tilt it, but you can't turn it. So if that's your only reason for going for the Peloton Plus, which you're probably looking at about, if you package it right, maybe £600 more, then I recommend this. So this is a standard bike, as I've told you, but look at this. So if I want to do a floor workout with my standard bike, I can turn my screen and actually angle it down so I can work out and do some yoga or some strength training. So this is down to a device that I've fitted at the back. Let me show you it. So it's a bracket here that lifts the screen slightly, which I really like. I think it puts it in a better position, but it also enables you to rotate the screen as well. So this device is a fraction of the cost of actually getting the Peloton bike instead. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. I'll put my full Peloton playlist here, which includes all my other videos and also the video on this if you wanted to get one. And until next time, see you soon.